Hi, welcome to my channel, Willa Candy's channel. If you're new here, it's very nice to meet you. My real name is Patrika, but my channel's name is Willa Candy. And on this channel, I will eat food from home, sometimes fast food. I will also read some scriptures and tell stories of my own and stuff off the news, etc. And in this video, I'll be reading, a little bit more of the scripture. And I will also be sharing episode 6 of Tar Mama. And this episode is called Worm Diet. And you will know why when I get into it. But before telling that story, I'm going to tell about the scripture. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing fine on this beautiful day. Hope that everyone is staying safe out here. It is some beautiful weather. The sun is out and everything. I would pray everyone is driving safely, having a great day at work, loving one another, treating everyone with respect, etc. Into the word. And I'm going to read in Matthew this time. Matthew chapter 14. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch, forgive me, Lord, if I said the word wrong, heard of the fame of Jesus and said unto his servants, This is John the Baptist. He is rising from the dead, and therefore mighty works do shew forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on John and bound him and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herod danced before them and pleased at Herod. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. And the king was sorry, nevertheless for the oath's sake. And them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel. And she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it and went and told Jesus. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion toward them, and he healed their sick. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, This is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals. But Jesus said unto them, They need not depart. Give ye them to eat. And they say unto him, We have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And he said, Bring them hither to me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to the heaven, he blessed and brake, and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat and were filled, and they took up of the fragments that remained 12 baskets full. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. Oh, and I was talking to my little nephew. I had to pause the video. And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed it with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, It is a spirit. And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer. It is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be that you, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked it on the water to go to Jesus. And when he saw the wind, Lord forgive me. And when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid. and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O that you of little faith, wherefore didst that you doubt? And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying of a truth, that you art the Son of God. And when they were gone over, they came into the land of Gennesaret. And when the men of that place had knowledge of him, they set out into all that country, round about, and brought unto him all that were diseased, and besought him that they might only touch the hem of his garment, and as many as touched it were made perfectly whole. So what Jesus did, because I am very familiar with that part of the Bible, he had made sure that a whole multitude was fed, fish and bread. He was made sure that a whole multitude was fed. And he had walked it on water. And Peter had started to sink, but was scared. But it's all about having belief. It's all about having belief and faith. When you have belief and faith, you have nothing to worry about. Please, sorry about my stuttering. I'm not a perfect reader, like I said before. I tries my best with reading. I grew up reading the Bible, just haven't always been, perfect reader with the Bible because some of the words be hard. I just saw a Cybertruck. That don't look like them type of trucks that you'll see like on the video games and stuff. But anywho, back to my video. I'm gonna start with my episode 6 of Tar Mama, and it's called Worm Diet. And the reason why it's titled that is because Shelvania, like I've had told before, I think it was on episode 4, I don't know. You can go check it out on one of my videos. She had tried to do the aerobics class, but she gave up because her instructor Bonnie was just out of hand. Her instructor Bonnie just almost nearly drove her mad, and she just had to quit the class and just do what she wanted to do. But she just getting sick and tired of having extra weight on her body. So what she did, she ended up going to the extreme. And what she did that was extreme, she ended up getting this number at the back of a phone book. And it was this number of this lady that sells things that could be illegal. She sells different kinds of things in a jar that is illegal. And one of the things that had caught Shelvania's eye is this woman sells these parasite, viewer's description is advised. She sell these parasite things, almost the size of a sausage. Really the regular size of a sausage that you would fit in a piece of bread. She sells it in a jar. And she sells it in a jar, and Shelvania wanted to buy it from her because these parasites supposed to help out with weight loss. Shelvania would consume it, and whatever Shelvania eats, that parasite would eat inside of her. It's kind of related to the tapeworm diet. And for the people who ain't familiar with the tapeworm diet, it was years ago, I think in the 1600s or the 1700s, women, I think mainly, was consuming tapeworms. Viewer's discretion is advised. If you're eating anything, I'm sorry. I think you should click off. But if you're not, then you're more than welcome to listen. What I have found out is that I think majority of the women, they was consuming tapeworms, and these tapeworms would eat whatever they eat. So basically that's what Shelvania is doing with this parasite. She had met this woman one day. She didn't tell nobody about her diet. She didn't tell her sisters or her mother because she knew that they would be fully against it, and she definitely didn't tell Alexis either. So she went to this secluded area one night, and that was when Alexis didn't arrive home yet. She decided, after getting off of work, she decided to meet this person, this suspicious person, in an alleyway area. And it was this woman. This woman had a trench coat on, some sunglasses, and this really weird, ugly looking, fuzzy, cheap, Party City plastic looking copper red wig and these glasses. And she came in and said, And she had like this bag in her hand, and she was looking around with the glasses like, is anybody else with you? And Shelvania said, no, I'm by myself. So what's in the jar? Are you legit? And then she said, yes, this is legitimate. And she poured a jar of the parasite out. And she said, wait. Before I give you this jar, I'm going to just let you know that there are some precautions with this. That it could really be harmful towards you. And I ain't got no waiver papers for you. But the waiver could be you lending me the money and not giving you the jar and you not mentioning, about me to anybody else. And Shelvania said, well, before I give you my money, I want to know your name. And the woman said, well, I can't tell you my name. I don't never tell any of my customers my name, which is right off the bat a red flag. She don't tell none of her customers her real name. She don't even have a real name. She keeps it all to herself, this suspicious woman. So Shelvania ended up buying the jar from her. And as soon as she got home, she got this thick parasite, sat it in some bread and gobbled it up like it was a piece of sausage in the bread. And then she didn't tell nobody about it. She gobbled it up. And when she gobbled it up, I know what you're thinking. Like the sausage had, not the sausage. The parasite had broken up when she gobbled it up inside her belly. No. It was this type of parasite that would conjoin back together. Yes. A conjoined type of parasite that would come back together, move back together. And when she did that, the parasite started going to work. Whatever she ate, the parasite ate. And the more she did that, the more smaller she was getting. She wasn't getting super slim, but her weight loss was getting noticeable. And her sisters were noticing it. Her mother were noticing it. And Alexis most definitely were noticing it. Like, baby, have you been taking the aerobics class again? And she was like, no, I've been doing like at-home workouts and stuff. Lies on top of lies. She is straight up lying to the man, saying that she is taking like workout classes at home, like using tapes in the living room. No, the heck she's not. She had consumed a tape. She had consumed a type of parasite, a big thick worm, and is eating the stuff up inside of her, which is really dangerous. And but she just wanted to be slim, because when Shelvania would be by herself, I don't know why I snapped my finger. Going through the magazines, looking at all the pictures of the beautiful women as supermodels, she'd be hoping in her heart, like, I hope one day I look like them women. So that's why she went to the extreme to do the worm diet. But it was a huge mistake for her to do. The secret that she tried to keep to herself, it backfired on her, because she started to have this intense stomach pain in her belly. Started to have this pain that was unbearable. And, it got to the point, Alexis thought that she was just, on her, monthly cycle. One day, like, he came up to her, tried to cuddle up with her, like, Alexis, get off of me, leave me alone, God. Like, what's wrong with you? Is it the time of the month? She said, no, it's time for you to leave me alone. Like, she didn't want to be bothered by him. And he took notice, like, she would grip her stomach, like, like, while laying over, like, And they're like, baby, is there anything you want me to do, like, to take away the pain? She was like, yeah, get out of my face, get out of here. Just quit making noise, quit talking to me. Like, she didn't want to be irritated with him. She didn't want to be bothered by him. And Alexis said, well, okay, then, I ain't going to bother with you. And Alexis told his friends about it. Ricochet said, you know how women get. A lot of women, sometimes will get that way, they dealing with hormone issues and all of that stuff. That's what Ricochet said. He was thinking, his macho man mind or whatever. But Alexis ended up finding out the truth about why Shelvania's belly was in pain. And it was one day where the pain got so bad, Shelvania thought she had the boo-boo. Viewer's discretion is advised. She thought she had a boo-boo. She jumped it up. She jumped it up out of her sleep. And Alexis was laying beside her on the bed, and he had heard her squealing in pain, like, oh. And they were like, baby, you all right? She's like, leave me alone. And she ran to the bathroom, and she had fell against the floor and against the wall, and she had opened up her legs as if she was about to give birth to something. And she's like, oh. And Alexis ran in there, like, you want me to call your mother or somebody? And my allergies acting up. But she was like, just leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. Like, she was just freaking out, and she was just started to push like she had a poop. And Alexis said, what in the world wrong with you? Like, what in the H is wrong with you? Like, Shavanya, talk to me. Shavanya was just pushing and pushing and pushing. Viewer discretion is advised. She pushed and pushed and pushed, and the thing came out. It looked like a wiggly, thick worm. It looked just like the same way she got it out of the jar. And Alexis was freaked out. He was like, what the heck? Did you just push out an alien? Like, he was shocked. Like, he did not know what the heck to think. He was on the phone with Shelvanya's mama. She was like, well, you stay right there with my baby. You know, don't let nothing happen to my baby, because if something happens to my baby, I'm going to get a hold of you, boy. I'm going to chop your little narrow behind up. Yours discretion is advised. But Shavanya was okay. She felt a whole lot better after pushing out that worm. And she know not to do that diet ever again, but she still had to be evaluated. She had to go to the hospital to get checked out and everything. Everything was fine. She did lose some blood after pushing out the worm and everything. And Alexis ended up finding out the truth. And he was disappointed. Like, as she would land on the bed recovering, and as she would land on the bed recovering in the bedroom, Alexis was just staring at her like this. And then she was like, why are you looking at me like that? He said, what was you thinking? Like, what the H was you thinking? Like, why would you hide something like that from me? Why would you do something like that behind my back? Like, you could have hurted yourself. I didn't know what the heck was wrong with you. Like, Alexis was just freaking out, like, questioning her. She's like, don't judge me, okay? I just wanted to look beautiful. And once she said that and started kind of coming into tears, Alexis had, comforted her, like wrapped her up in his arms and, started kissing on her and her face and stuff, and said, baby, you are beautiful. You don't need to be doing no stupid worm diet and stuff. Don't you ever do this again. Your mother was very sick about you. I was very sick about you. And and Shavanya said, well, yeah, you're right. It is pretty dumb of me to do. And Alexis said, you are beautiful. What you think I married you for? You was gorgeous and beautiful when I first met you. And, Shavanya learned her lesson. She did not want to do that worm diet again. But they ended up finding out who that lady was. And her name was Linda Brownwater. And when Shavanya ran across Linda Brownwater again, let's just say that Linda Brownwater is not going to be selling nobody no more parasites. Linda Brownwater got the hands put on her by Shavanya, and plenty of other women she had, scam and gave stuff to. And that's basically the end of this episode 6. Called The Worm Diet. And I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't. If you're new here, once again, welcome. Hope you all have a great day. Stay safe out there. Love one another. Treat everyone with respect. Please drive safely out there. Please simply stay safe. And I wonder, does anybody else have allergies out there? It could be kind of hectic. That's why I was rubbing my eyes and stuff. But yeah, thanks for dropping by this channel. It's Willa Candy's channel. And if God's will, I'll share episode 7. You stick around. So I hope you all have a great day. And thanks for checking out this channel. Goodbye.